your engine!
The secret side of me, I never let you see. I keep it caged, but I can't control it. So stay away from me, the beast is ugly. I feel the rage and I just can't hold it. It's scratching on the walls, in the closet, in the halls. It comes awake and I can't control it. Hiding under the bed, in my body, in my head. Why won't somebody come and save me from this? Make it end. Deep within, it's just beneath the skin. I must confess that I feel like a monster. I hate what I've become, the nightmare's just begun. I must confess that I feel like a monster. I feel like a monster. I feel like a monster. It's hiding in the dark, its teeth are razor sharp. There's no escape for me, it wants my soul, it wants my heart. No one can hear me scream. Maybe it's just a dream. Maybe it's inside of me. Stop this monster. I feel it deep within. It's just beneath the skin. I must confess that I feel like a monster. I hate what I've become. The nightmare's just begun. I must confess that I feel like a monster. I feel it deep within. It's just beneath the skin. I must confess that I feel like a monster. I'm gonna lose control. It's something radical.
White flag waves. Come on, Dino, bring it home. Dino can hear him yelling. He sees the checkered flag waving. He gets it done.
Works his way off turn number 4. Down here across the stripe. Jack hit. We'll get your win.
Clevenger wins at the Lanier National Speedway. Checkered flag wave. Give it to Putt Putt.
Final lap. Here we go. Drag race down the backstretch. Who's it going to be? They're so tight coming here off the lead. And it's going to be, holy crap, it's going to be Chris Thompson. Dean Reynolds down here through 3 and 4. Coming up off, looking good and clean. He will get the win here at Lernerville. Patrick Spangler working off a 4. He will get your win here tonight at Lanier. That 280 and Jeff Sharp trying to close in on the 72.
Get there, checkered flag wave. William Watson holds on.
Yo, yo, yo. Tune in. Don't miss Shaggy TV, hit him with the twist. Gang on deck, let's pick up the pace. Remote in hand, it's a cartoon race. Where are you, Shaggy TV? Catch the vibes, come roll with me. Jinkies, yeah, it's action-packed. Scooby snacks and a mystery crack. Flip the channel, hit the screen. Velma's got the clues, keep it clean. Fred in the whip, Daphne looking mean. Shaggy on the snacks, munching every scene. Zoinks, got ghosts in the room. Monsters lurk, smell the cartoon fumes. Fog thicker than my uncle's perfume. Solve it quick, then straight to the tune. Where are you, Shaggy TV? Catch the vibes, come roll with me. Jinkies, yeah, it's action-packed. Scooby snacks and a mystery crack. Spooky vibes with the laugh on top. Masked villains, every case non-stop. Trapdoor falls, but the plan don't flop. To the laugh track, tick tock, tick tock.
We are live on the Coast to Coast Racing Network. I'm Zach Chapman with Shaggy TV, ready to bring you a little bit of Monday Night Madness here at the Lima Land Motorsports Park in Lima, Ohio. And boy, oh boy, a good one it will be. I'll tell you, when I joined in this thing, I thought, some guys are going to take this one off. I mean, last week we did have 30 cars, I think. But we are at 24 right now. You see 23 times on the chart. Stephen Goldner is registered in the session, just hasn't put in a lap time yet. Let's see here if I click over to another session who's all out on the racetrack. Dino. He's out there in that 79 machine. I hung out with Dino. And, of course, Megan, the beautiful, lovely, sweet Megan. It was awesome meeting Megan. She was great. Got to hang out with her and Dean at Williams Grove Friday night. Then Saturday, I hiked my way up to Port Royal. Hung out with Connor Ross for a bit at Port Royal. That was a lot of fun. Got to see Connor. If anybody's keeping count out there, I threw him $100 towards that rear tire. You know, we're a fourth of the way there, fifth of the way there. We're getting it, wax away at that a bit at a time. We just didn't want him to, you know, go too crazy in the States. That's all. It definitely had nothing to do with the fact that I'm broke. But we will be, you know, Connor's awesome. He's not going to be here tonight. They actually stuck around, and what to continue my story here is Billy Roberts is on the racetrack for lap number 1. They ended up hanging around and going to BAPS on Sunday, so I hit up my boss and was like, hey, you know, is it cool if I maybe come up there, hang out? He was like, yeah, man, and wrote me in, so shout out to Colton. Seriously, doubt you're watching this, but appreciate it. And then I got to sit up in the booth, man, and listen to Dave Hare, one of Pennsylvania's best. And let me tell you, that was an experience. Being up there in the booth at BAPS, absolutely loved it. Is Dino second lap, going to stay P3. Mike Brewer, though, with the quick time in the 390, a 13.73, and he went faster the second time around. Not many people will see do that because you're kind of hanging it out down on the bottom that first lap, so it's tough to maintain speed. Jeff Barker with a big lap number 1, the Brewerton Beast. P5 now is Sammy B. The Samaconda slides up into P2. Brian Dickens jumps up to P6. Let's see what Sammy does. Off of 4, Bachman, yella. That's not going to help a fella. That's a little slower. 20 out of the 24 have put in a time. Dan McLaren, he is on lap number 1. He crossed the stripe. What's the lap look like for the 88? P14. Don't know if he's going to have enough time to complete the lap. We've got to be getting close to that 2-minute qualifying time, but he is going to get it in the books. It's yellow-green. What's it mean? A little slower. Second time around, so Danny going to stay P14. I would assume 3 heat races, 24 apiece. But let's get ready. We'll surprise ourselves. What's it look like here as we need someone to grid first. We know that. There we go. The missile going to grid up for us. Let's take a look at that starting lineup. For your Gears Unlimited 358 Big Block Modified Heat Race number 1, rounding out the field, row 4 to the top shelf, the 051 of Putt Putt, Clay Christopherson, to the inside, the 883 of Bud Molyneux. Row 3 to the top shelf, the double nickel of Brian Moore Sr. to the inside, the 099 of Billy Roberts. Row 2 to the high side, the 390 of Mike Brewer to the inside, his teammate in the 23, Bart William Watson. And row 1 for heat race number 1 to the top shelf, the 122, the stars and bars of Brian Dickinson, starting on the pole. The 015 of the missile, Mike Stryker. Alrighty. We're going to go up top, TV4. I won't use this all the time in the race, but as you can see, kind of, you guys probably even have a worse time than me, to be honest. But, man, this front stretch, back stretch looks the same in some of these infield cameras, so we're going to give her a shot here as we take a look to that Ohio sky. The green flag is high. Let's watch some dirt fly. Monday Night Madness kicking off. Heat race number 1 underway. Dickens pulling ahead there as they enter 3. The missile trying to seek it on the bottom, but the 015, not enough grip down there. The Stars and Bars lead the way. Lap number 1. Here comes Mike Brewer, Uncle Ronnie. Look at that 390 machine go low and slow. What can he do? Trying to inch it around. Looked like he had it at the line. He's not done. Continuing to go to work. Sawing away. Takes the lead into turn 3. And as they cross the stripe this time, Mike Brewer leads there. 5 to go. Brian Moore Sr., everybody going to make the show tonight. So I was going to say in that 4th and final transfer spot, but 24 guys, everybody is going to make the show. You just don't want to lose anymore. Every spot you lose here, 3 spots in the A main to start. And at a racetrack like Lima Land here, man, it is difficult to pass. You can see Brian Dickens messes up a little bit, opens the door there for the missile. Mike Stryker trying to do what he couldn't do there in the opener, but it's all Mike Brewer out front. He has absolutely walked off the leash here. He came to play as he rolls into 3 off of turn number 4. The white flag going to wave for the 390 of Mike Brewer. Battle still on behind. Dickens trying to protect. The missile clips the infield tire. But it's all Brewer off of 4. Checkered flag waves. Give it to the 390. Dickens, Stryker, Roberts, Christofferson, Watson, Moore, and Molyneux rounds out the field. Definitely, it looked like there was some contact there, to say the least. I couldn't tell who it was, but once again, everybody going to make the show. So hopefully the tempers don't carry over as we get set for a Gears Unlimited 358 modified heat race number 2. Row 4 to the top shelf, the 30 of the maple syrup chugging, Canadian flag wearing, number 30 driving of Stephen Goldner to the inside, the 207 of Terry Walters. Row 3 to the high side, the 56 of Hot Wheels, Randy Shreves to the inside, the 88 of the man, the myth, and the legend, Dan McLaren. Row 2 to the top shelf, the 007 of the Samaconda, Sam Bachman to the inside, the 79 of Dean Reynolds. Row 1 for heat race number 2. 8 laps to go play here to the top shelf, the 066 of Mike Weida. And starting on the pole, the 027 of Ryan LZ. As the cars roll down the backstretch here for the final time, we will get set to go here at the Lima Land Motorsports Park. That Steve King Foundation pace car will pull off, and the field will take the green flag for 8 laps. Winner starts on the outside of the front row for the A main. Green flag waves. We are underway. Oh, Dino biting the bullet here. He makes a big move, takes the lead early. Meanwhile, LZ pushes up the track. Nowhere for the strut of Mike Weida to go. He's going to lose 3 or 4 spots here. The 066 definitely the big loser there. Make it 5 spots as Goldner trying to inch around the bottom. We got a battle for the lead. Here comes that man, that myth, that legend, working the inside, trying to get around Dino. Dan McLaren making it look easy here on the bottom. Can he complete the pass off of 4? He does. Dan leads the way. 5 left to play. Sammy Bachman working, channeling his inner 88 there, trying to follow Dan. He goes a little too low. Clips that inside tire. Watch out there, Sammy boy. Oh, he does it again. I mean, let's ride along here. He is risking it. That time he goes a little higher, but he says, I'll flirt with you on exit. What's he do here into 1? He's got his teammate to the outside. Not a lot of room. Oh, man. Oh, man. Top 3 under the blanket. Dino. Oh, he clips the tire. He spins out Dano. Bachman ends up inheriting no, it's Randy Shreves. Hot Wheels inherits the lead. It was going to be Sammy B, but there was contact. Dan definitely not going to be happy as the white flag waves. But once he goes back and look at that, he'll see Dino definitely not intentional there. Just clips that tire, as frustrating as it may be. Drag race off of 4. Oh, it's Randy Shreves. Hot Wheels wins heat race number 2, followed by Sammy B, the Strut, the Canadian, Ryan Elsie, Walters, Reynolds, and McLaren. Tough break there for Dano, but man, oh man, like I say, I think when he goes back and looks at it, he's not going to be happy. It's not going to be like, oh, well, okay, no problem. But it will sting a little less knowing that, it wasn't there was a bullseye on the side of that thing or anything. Dino clearly clips that inside tire, loses control, jumps up the racetrack, and, well, opened up the door for Randy Shreves to possibly do some damage here in the A main tonight. But let's take a look at the starting lineup for heat race number 3, row 4 to the top shelf. The 1-4 of Brennan Lacey to the inside, the 006 of the Doc, Mike Watson. Row 3 to the high side, the 210 of Barry Wallace. To the inside, the 518 of 100 grand, Joseph Grandy. Row 2 to the high side, the 213 of Michael Vitale. To the inside, the 513 of the Brewerton Beast, Jeff Barker. And row 1 for heat race number 3, your third and final heat race for your Gears Unlimited 358 Modifieds. To the top shelf, the 93 of Butters, Jason Butterfield. And starting on the pole, the 32 of the Magic Ant-Man, Anthony Morano. As the field paces through 3, they get set to roll off of 4. What does Anthony do here? He drops the hammer. We are underway. 8 to play. Winner here going to start on the inside of row number 2 for tonight's A main. As Anthony takes the point early. Butters trying to defend here, but he's got the 213 swinging high and wide. Can Michael Vitale get it done here as we go down the backstretch? Well, Jeff says, hey, don't forget about me here, Shaggy. Look at that 513-inch, and didn't look so good there through 3 and 4, but the bottom is there in 1 and 2, and Butters trying to make Anthony work here. Butters got to roll up to the middle there, slide those guys up in 3 and 4. You can see all the ground he gained in 1 and 2. Gone. 3 and 4 is not the place you want to be on the bottom. As Anthony leads the way, cross flags in the air, 4 laps left to play. Michael Vitale's close. One mistake here out of the 32, and man, that 213 of Michael Vitale can pounce on the Ant-Man. The problem, oh, there it is, there's that mistake. Anthony clips the outside wall, Vitale touches him. Oh boy, that could have been bad there. Vitale played nice. It's definitely not intentional contact when the guy slows up, kind of comes down. I mean, that's going to happen, but that worked out fairly well for Anthony, who's looking to take this white flag this time by 1 lap to go here at Lima Land. Off at 2, Anthony, he's got this thing locked up. Tie the bow on it through 3 and 4. Checkered flag waves. Give it to the Ant-Man. Vitale, Butters, Barker, your top 4. Grandy, Lacey, Wallace, and Watson rounds out the field. Stick around on the Coast to Coast Racing Network.
Thank you to all of our sponsors.
almost time to go and play here. 30 laps at the Lima Land Motorsports Park for your Gears Unlimited 358 Modifieds. Let's get ready to take a look at tonight's starting lineup. Four drivers gonna make the call here. We got a full field ready to go play. Let's see what that starting lineup looks like. For your Gears Unlimited 358 Modifieds, row 12 to the top shelf, the 006 to the dock, Mike Watson to the inside, the 88 of Dan McLaren. Row 11 to the top shelf, the 883 of Bud Molyneux to the inside, the 210 of Barry Wallace. Row 10 to the high side, the 79 of Dino. Dean Reynolds to the inside, the double nickel of Brian Moore Sr. Row 9 to the high side, the 14 of the low line master, Brennan Lacey to the inside, the 207 of Terry Walters. Row 8 to the top shelf, the 23 of Bart William Watson to the inside, the 518 as I choke of 100 grand, Joseph Grandy. Oh, I needed a drink there real quick. Row 7 to the top shelf, the 027 of Ryan Elsie. To the inside, the 051 of Putt Putt Clay Christopherson. Row 6 to the high side, the 513 of the Bruton Beast, Jeff Barker to the inside, the 30 of Stephen Goldner. Row 5 to the top shelf, Billy Roberts to the inside, Jason Butterfield. Row 4 to the high side, Mike Weeda to the inside, the missile Mike Stryker. Row 3 to the top shelf, Michael Vitale to the inside, Sammy B. Sam Bachman. Row 2, the 122 to the top shelf of Brian Dickens to the inside, the 32 of the Ant-Man, Anthony Morano. In row 1 for your Gears Unlimited 358 Modified A main to the top shelf, the 56 of Randy Shreves, and starting on the pole, the 390 of Mike Brewer. As we take a look to that Ohio sky, the green flag is high. It's time to watch some dirt fly. 30 laps to play. Your A main is underway. Randy Shreves and Brewer battle side by side there into 3. Anthony Morano wants a piece, but he slips up off of 4, and here comes Michael Vitale cracking the whip on the outside, but the yellow flag waves. Some boys didn't behave. Caution flag before we could get lap number 1 in. I'm seeing there, and well, we saw him there sitting. The 14 of Brennan Lacey may have gotten a piece of this. And yeah, it definitely... And that's why, well, it's, you know, you can't necessarily, let's see. But you could see he definitely got into this as this wasn't on him as we click the right camera. But how early did he kind of see it? So you can tell, you know, he kind of sees it early. There's not much braking, I don't think, going on here. We're trying to get through there. So then you kind of, that's where you kind of sucker yourself into that one. Whereas you see Grandy, he kind of took it easy, made it on through, but that's the easy way to get yourself caught up into trouble. And then that spin right there is what brought the caution out. So that makes sense. So the 15, well, Stryker had damage there, so he's going to go in and repair it. We got to get back to live. As you see, they're already starting to double up. Should be going next time around, but it's how quick it can happen here. You know, you get naughty. That's, that is what can happen. Either way, set to go back and play here. So we got some people rooting for Brewer. We got some Shreves fans out there. I mean, I'm telling you, Shreves, the way he luck boxed into that heat win, I mean, this could be the night. Let's see. They maybe did extend the caution because the lights stayed on for that extra time around. Now they went off. I swore I saw them blink off. And they did try to double up the lap before, so may have just gotten extended here. A guy came to stop on the track or whatnot. Hard to tell, but we are going back green this time. Steve King Foundation pace car will pull off. As Mike Brewer hits that loud pedal, we are back underway. Plenty of time to go play, but Randy Shreve's going to be the big loser there. Goes from second to fourth. Anthony Morano works on by. The Samaconda trying to slither on the bottom. Moves Sammy B into P3. And oh, here comes the strut. Peacocking it on the outside. I mean, boy, oh boy, going high and wide. What can he do here? Not able to get a run on that 213. You see Putt-Putt, Grandy going at it side by side. Here we go. This is in the middle of the pack, but man, oh man, if they aren't stealing the show right now. See a 2 wide in front as well. Randy Shreve's trying to work back. Started P2. Bachman slides up the racetrack trying to play defense, but all the while, caution flag waves here at the Lima Land Motorsports Park for the second time. Looking like Brian Dickens in the 122 may have gotten a piece of this. Don't know if this was on him here. And well, there's definitely some history here, and Williams already there. He's entitled to his spot, and Brian coming up the racetrack, and where, you know, William, if this is his car in real life, yeah, you probably want to jam the brakes here, but eventually, you know, you're going to have enough of it, and that's probably what we're seeing there, but you really can't say that is what, quote unquote, egregious. I wouldn't think. Like I say, you're just holding your line, and guy comes up the track. But I mean, you're definitely, if I'm Brian, I see that a totally different way. I'm telling you that right now. I'm saying, brother, what are you doing? You're not, you know, you don't have that fender to me. Like, why aren't you doing that? But like I say, you've got to see both sides of the coin. And you know, while this isn't Days of Our Lives, we definitely may have some drama behind the scenes here, coast to coast. And, well, it just makes the racing that much better as the green flag waves. Let's see if the boys behave. We are back underway. Randy Shreves getting the elbows out. He wants back to P2. He gets the third for now. Here comes Michael Vitale. Whoa, Randy! He sends it up. Anthony Morano, he finishes it off there. Has enough. Just, it looked like kind of cranked it there to the right. I may have done the same thing too. Definitely been in that situation before, but we won't really know. Because, I mean, obviously the slide job, I mean, Randy's gonna know here. But yeah, just kind of, you know, you're thinking it's still pushing, and you know, cranking it to the right there. Maybe just kind of your reaction, thinking it was going to grab when you're going the other way. But let's see. I mean, you know, I still don't think it was the best slider in the world. But let's see here. For Crucify, let's go to the cockpit camera. This is kind of what the driver would see. And he sees nothing, sees nothing, sees nothing. Yeah, he's seeing that pretty late. We're in slow motion. So yeah, you can't. That's not really one where Anthony's going to have the time to, quote unquote, you know, get out of the loud pedal, live to race another day. You don't really have that reaction time when it's coming at you this small of a track that quick. And that late in the corner as the green flag waves. We are back underway. 23 laps still left to play. And we're back under caution here. I think. Let's see here. I even stayed in the front stretch camera here for a while. Okay, that's, well, the one time that I stayed in there for a while. Yeah, that was enough. Even, you know, him and Justin Whittle maybe gonna be filing a complaint, you know, in the complaint department. As Whittle had the same thing happen to him at the Speed Palace Saturday. He did the 360, you know, he kept her rolling, but the rule there is you go to the back when that happens. So the same thing will happen there to Billy Roberts, who, even though he was able to keep it straight, will have to go to the tail end of the field. We're seeing guys just trying to get lined up here. I wouldn't be surprised. They probably should extend it again. They will. You see the lights come back on because everybody had trouble getting where they were supposed to with the pace car coming out again so quick. But once, you know, on Friday night it would be Dave Beatty doing that for me. Once Dave or TJ would be, you know, yelling at you, saying, "Drivers, come on, get where you're supposed to be." And I'm trying not to laugh the whole time. It's the green flag set to wave. We are about back underway. We've had 4 cautions, still 22 laps left to go. Boy, oh boy, we're going to make it here. Is Bachman trying to make it interesting, at least here, looking on his teammate for the first time, but has to fall back in line right now. Brewer too quick there, but Bachman liking the bottom through 1 and 2. That always entices Sammy B. You open up the bottom for him. We are back under caution there, as I could see Grandy turn sideways. Not too sure what happened, if it even started with him, but he's the one I saw sitting there. So let's go to Grandy. And no, yeah, see, you can see it didn't start up there. It starts with Billy Roberts and Jason Butterfield. So let's see here. Can I find Billy off this? It is not Billy Roberts either. Oh, 66. Ah, God, I'm dumb. It's upside down. So it's Mike Weida. Boy, oh boy. Dummy moment there, but yeah, just gets into the back of the 93, and then he checks up trying to let him save it, but then it's just calamity corner here. Lots of guys get involved. That's how Grandy ends up going around, and we are under caution here for the 5th time. Man, I am enjoying this wonderful weather we are getting here in Pennsylvania. It is, I think, in the 80s now, but boy, oh, I guess now pollen and whatnot it's starting to kick around, brother. I have so much. I'm so, what's the term? Congested. There we go. Found it. Green flag waves. We are back underway, and well, that's where I was getting. This racetrack has been awfully congested as well. But Bachman, I told you, he's been fishing down there on the bottom. He just needed to cast it. And, oh, man, Mike Brewer able to hold him off there. But, boy, oh, boy, I don't think you want to give Sammy the bottom on the restart there. Just leaving the door wide open. 1 and 2 is the bottom is good. 3 and 4 here, that's where he loses all of it. And here comes Hot Wheels, Randy Shreves. The man who started P2 looking to fight back here. He was back to as far as 5th at that one point in time. And a little contact between him and Anthony Morano on the slide job. That kind of parked Anthony here. And Anthony, speaking of, where is he? Anthony Morano back in 18th. So it definitely has affected his race. Not up where he wants to be. Dean Reynolds riding the wall behind Lacey, looking to the high side of Brian Moore Sr., but the yellow flag waves. Stephen Goldner going around here. That's him in the bottom. The black and white 30 machine, and yeah, the 210, and Bud Molyneux made some contact. 210 came down the racetrack. Nowhere for Goldner to go. He probably didn't even see it coming, to be honest. The caution flag waves here for the 6th time. Let's see. This gives me a chance to look at that coast to coast. Oh, yeah. Grandy talking about the weather, too. Yeah, that's right. You're up in New York, so I guess it would be a little colder, but not too much. You know, our weather normally pretty similar, I guess I would say. Well, depending on how close you are to the lake, I guess. If you're close to Lake Erie, you know, probably get that lake effect. But I don't even know. That's dumb of me to even say. I don't know if that even affects temperatures. I just know it'll give you guys more snow. Who knows? Who really cares? I'm not a weatherman. I do know the lights are off on the Steve King Foundation pace car, and Mike Brewer wants to take this checkered flag home, but he needs this thing to stay green. He needs it to stay green. He needs to be smart here. Does he open the door for Sammy B? Let's ride off the left front here, Sammy. Let's do this. Green flag, set the wave. No, it isn't. They extended it because you see that pace car still moving. So now Brewer just got to be smart here. Yep, hold your pace. Don't catch up to the pace car. Be disciplined. Which he is. But man, I was going to say he was really toying with him there, I thought. He was really toying with him. But all right, green flag, set the wave. We are back underway here at the Lima Land Motorsports Park. He does give it to him. He does give it to him. Now we go to the right front. Not able to work underneath Sammy Bachman. Man, he's trying. He is chipping away. That's his only move he's got. His Brewer has been on the rails. Once he gets some momentum into that 390, there's been no mistakes for Mike Brewer. He's looking to bring this thing home. Coming to lucky number 13 to go. Here comes Putt Putt. Clay Christopherson going high and wide, trying to inch up closer to the 93 here. Butters working that bottom, but man, it's getting greasy down there. The 93 fighting for grip. You see the front two just pounding the concrete right up against that wall through 1 and 2. Slider line, though, through 3 and 4 as it's Monkey See, Monkey Do here. But the big monkey out front is that 390 Mike Brewer, who leads the way. Michael Vitale up to P4. He's hung out there. He hasn't been able to get up inside of the podium yet. Can't break the top 3. Is the time coming? Looking low. Randy Shreves protecting the middle, but it's all for naught. Caution flag waves yet again here at Lima Land. Bud Molyneux in the 883. I don't know if he got help. If he did, it wasn't a whole lot. But it did go around pretty quick there. Let's see. Yeah, he gets some help there on corner entry for sure. Just not able to steer out of that. Caution flag and a wave. Hoping these guys towards the back there start to behave, man. Let these guys up at the front kind of duke it out, as we have seen one caution out of the 7 that involved drivers inside of the top 5. So hoping they put the sock and boppers on here and, you know, fill them up with extra air. Play a little nice. Too many bullies out here tonight, it seems, as the green flag set to wave here at the Lima Land Motorsports Park. We are back underway. Mike Brewer continues to just hug that outside wall. I mean, don't fix it if it ain't broke. He's going to continue to take whacks, I mean, up there. There's no reason not to, until Sammy completes the pass, which I don't know if he's going to be able to, but man, Michael Vitale is trying to make it work. This is the closest he's been to that bottom podium spot. What can the 213 do? He inches ahead of Hot Wheels. throws the slide job. Oh, Hot Wheels, he clips the outside wall. Here comes Putt Putt, looking for the discount here in Lima Land. Had to put one back on the shelf. Ashley told him it cost too much. Can he work back down here, get around? He's got to get him one at a time. But Putt Putt working it, trying to make it roll the top shelf here. Vitaly, though, looking to protect. 4 to go. Mike Brewer running out of steam up top here. That cushion is getting thin, man. He is having to basically kiss that outside wall. You can see the sparks fly. 3 laps to go. Bachman comfortably in P2, but too far back there to Brewer to really go full send. But man, oh man, the war. This is where it's going on. All hands on deck. Clay Christopherson trying to swing to the inside. Vitaly up on the top shelf, clawing away in that 213 machine. White flag waves for Mike Brewer. Brewer throws the slider into 1, just looking to protect. Leaves it open, though, through 3 and 4, but Bachman not going to be able to get there. Mike Brewer, he takes the checkered flag at Lima Land. Bachman P2, and Clay Christopherson edges out the bottom podium step on the final lap somehow. Works himself around Michael Vitaly, and we say somehow, let's find out how, as we give those guys a minute or two to kind of catch their breath, find themselves in the waiting room. You can see Mike there. He enters just a tad early. Clay obviously not going to let him do that, so there's a little contact on corner entry. Clay's got to fight for it. He's got to hold his ground, and been talking all night about that drive you can get coming off of 2, and man, Vitaly, he just wants to enter a little lower, try to pinch down Putt Putt, but Clay wants to widen it out, and those guys fighting over the same real estate. Vitaly couldn't get back to him there, but man, what a drag race, what a battle for the final podium spot. That was a lot of fun to watch, that's for sure. So we'll see here if we can't find that green flag. There we go. Now we'll try to get a word with the man who got it done there on the final lap. Gave him and his teammates the 1, 2, 3 on the podium, but we're not going to get a word with him just yet. He's not here. Of course, his other teammates are here. Now he's here, so we'll go ahead. We'll pull him up. Boy, oh boy, man, talk about a last lap pass, brother. I mean, you were working it. You almost got him in the 2 for 1 about 5 laps earlier, but man, you had to go back to work. That's exactly what you did, and obviously there's a little bit of contact there, but that's just good, clean, hard racing for the final lap. And man, you bring home the 1, 2, 3 for the team. How are we feeling?
Yeah, the car felt like it just was getting faster and faster. I was kind of hoping for one more caution just to bundle everyone up again. Kind of just seemed like wherever I put the car, it would have good exit.
Yeah, and well, I mean, Sam kind of, I want to say he kind of, well, obviously you were back there a little further, so I don't know if you really saw it, but Sam kind of inspired the guys towards the front to try that. I could see it especially on restarts where, man, it looked like there was so much grip coming out of 2, Clay, but not the same in 3 and 4. I mean, those
you had to get up there.
Yeah, they were totally different tonight. I mean, was it like that all night, or did it just kind of get like that in the feature?
Well, feature mainly, but that's what was tough. It was, you would run that line, you'd get a good run, but you'd kind of be screwed coming into 3. So you had to run something that you could get enough drive to either do a slider, or you had to almost wait till a single file. It was a good move, but it just wasn't consistent enough in 3 and 4 on anywhere but the top. So
yeah, which leads me to where, my next point, there's a little contact between you and Mike going into 3 on that final lap. And when you watch the overhead view of it, you can see exactly what happens. I mean, you're doing what you're describing. You can't enter the bottom there. So you kind of want to throw that short slider, get to the outside, whereas he's kind of trying to pinch you down. He wants to do the same
Yeah,
thing.
I know we met in the middle there. Yeah, I was getting my car set so the ass end came out a little bit.
Yeah, but man, at the end of the day, that's good hard racing, and you guys put on a great show, man. Congratulations on the P3. Who we want to thank, brother?
All you guys for putting this on, all the guys at FTM and Swan Speed Shop for 358 and big block sets.
Well, hey, congratulations on a good run, man. Can't wait to talk to you again.
Thanks, sir.
Pratt, bringing home P3. And now we get to talk to the man who cracks the whip every time he comes in here, and I always forget. I almost talked through that one again. But Sammy, man, you were trying to make it work, but literally, you know as well as I do, that racetrack was so, other than 1 and 2, but okay, I guess, all right, let me rephrase this. I guess it wasn't necessarily one lane per se, but you could gain it in the bottom of 1 and 2, but then you gave it back and then some, in 3 and 4. So it seemed like really to me, your only shots were on those restarts when you were taking those peaks on the bottom. Was that kind of the pressure you were feeling? Hey, I got to get him right here if I'm going to get him at all.
Yeah, when you get 7 cautions in a race or whatever, yeah, I tried to take advantage of all those cautions that as I could or whatever, but felt like as we got going, like in that last run or whatever, we had 10 laps or whatever it was, that the top side really started to come alive, especially when you got your momentum built or whatever. So kind of just had a journey up there towards the end, but yeah, I was just kind of hoping 1 and 2 would stick a little bit better down there through the whole race, and 3 and 4, obviously, like you said, you just gave it back and some, and kept killing me every time on those cautions too. So, but it was a good race. Mike was pretty quick, so it was gonna be pretty hard to pass him.
Yeah, and obviously teammate, so you got to race him a little more respectfully than, or you should anyway, than you would me or someone else. But man, at the end of the day, you bring home the 1, 2, 3 for the team, even with all the cautions. So you're able to somehow survive. I know Anthony wasn't so lucky there after the contact, but man, able to bring home that 1, 2, 3. It's got to cheer him up a little bit. Hell of a job there, Sammy. Congrats on the P2. Who you want to thank?
All the boys over at FTM, Gunnar at Swan Speed Shop. He's really been working hard on the dig. Dean over at Super Dark Cars Series, Expert Installation, ShaggyTV, Vertex Graphics. Obviously, Coast to Coast for putting this on, and Gears Unlimited for sponsoring, and Billy.
Well, hey, hell of a run, man. Congrats. Hopefully I'm talking to you again later, brother.
Probably not, but thank you.
All right, come you SOB, Sam Bachman, bring it home, P2. Now we're going to bring up the bell of the ball here, man, in your Gears Unlimited 358 modified victory lane. Mike, did you ever think it was going to end, brother?
No, that was a long race.
Yeah, and not that, so Sam even kind of said it. Well, you were dedicated to the top anyway, but Mike, there were no mistakes out of you, really. The only thing that was going to kind of screw you tonight was, and I know you were leaving it open, you didn't care, but were you worried at all that Sam was going to kind of snub you on the bottom there through 1 and 2 on the restarts, just because we had so many of them? And, that was really his only chance to kind of drive it in there deep on the bottom and try to get you.
Yeah, I was worried about that a little bit because I didn't have, especially in 1 and 2, middle or bottom to middle, I had nothing there. So that's when you see me go to the top, that's all that I had. So I just had to commit to it. And every time off of turn 2, the spotter was car low. So every time going into turn 3, I was waiting for a bomb from him, just put the gloves on, teammate or not. I heard your interview, put the gloves on, teammate or not. Let's go to battle here, but no, I'm glad that he raced me clean, but I was just waiting for the slide job every time we went in the turn 3.
Yeah, and that's kind of what I was seeing out there, not necessarily from you guys, but dude, I asked Sam and Clay as well, but dude, 3 and 4, geez, could you have done anything down there on the bottom if you needed to? I didn't see anybody do anything successful down there.
And didn't even cross my mind to go down to the bottom in 1 and 2, and no matter, like I really love running the bottom no matter where we go, but here at this track, it's typically right around the wall, right around that cushion. So it was tempting, but I couldn't do it.
Well, man, you don't fix it if it ain't broke, and you led all 30 laps tonight, so there was no reason to get off that cushion. You look great up there. Fantastic win, and 1, 2, 3 for the team. Hell of a job, Mike. Way to lead home the train. Who you want to thank, brother?
You, Shaggy. Great job as always. Appreciate it. Everybody out there loves watching to you. I get compliments about you all the time, so keep doing what you're doing there. And Gears Unlimited for sponsoring the league Monday nights. All the guys over there at FTM, and Sam for running that race clean and stuff. Next time, let's throw the gloves on, Sam, if you're listening. Let's battle this out a little bit. Gunner over there at Swan Speed Shop, Dino over there at Dirt Car, Ryan and Kelly, all the guys up at the shop watching, and everybody else out there watching.
Well, hey, hell of a run, man. Congratulations. Hopefully I get to talk to you a little more on Thursday, brother. Good luck.
All right, thanks.
Mike Brewer bringing home the win here in your Gears Unlimited 358 Modifieds. And with that, we take a short break here on the Coast to Coast Racing Network. We swap over. We get ready for some Rebel Sprint Car action here on the Coast to Coast Racing Network. Stick around.
Thank you to all of our sponsors. Thank you to all of our sponsors.
We are back live on the Coast to Coast Racing Network. Here for your Rebel Sprint Car action at the Lima Land Motorsports Park, where you're looking at it correctly. Only 6 guys here, and we'll take 5 to the Renegades here. So only one guy not going to get to go play tonight here on Monday night. You do not want that guy to be you. You do not want that guy to be you. So I'm rooting for all of you here, but obviously we all know it can't go that way. It looks like session comes to a close here. And qualifying about to take place. Hollow out there checking in, which is, we were talking in the beginning of the show, I was talking about Port Royal and stuff like that. Man, I'm 1,000,000,000%. Well, I shouldn't say 1,000,000,000%. I may not be able to go for, oh man, I got to look at my work schedule now. Make sure I don't have a Saturday show now that I'm a real life announcer. But boy, oh boy, do I want to go to the Tuscarora 50 this year. What a show that must be. As Jeff Kemper drops the opening salvo here with a 10.898. We'll watch lap number 2 here for Kemper. Comes across the line, purple sector 2, but he slows down overall. Christensen, meanwhile, he takes the top spot with a 10.69. Lap number 2, just a tick slower. I can't find that improvement. Brian Moore Sr. rolling around, and Steve Maurer joined up, it looks like, so we will have 7 cars. Dan McLaren doesn't look like he's putting in a qualifying effort. The Goose looking to get loose here. The Popsicle Sticks out here on the racetrack. Let's see what Chad Cote can do. Chad roll it into 3. Green sector 1. Green sector 2. You want to find purple. Chad's looking for some purple here. Can he find it this final lap? There he goes. Sector 1, purple. And he find it again. It's green. What's it mean for the 1-1 machine? P2 for the Goose, Chad Cote. As Steve Maurer takes the 888 out here. He starts lap number 1. He spins it. I'm going to keep it straight, though. Not sure if he's going to have enough time for lap 2. He does not have enough time for lap number 2. And that is going to do it. Here for your Rebels qualifying, Jeremy Christensen, Chad Cote, your top 2. And then, I believe then it was Kemper and Moore. Yeah, well, it should be because we have one and only heat race, and I'm smart enough to know, well, we invert the top 4. So let's take a look at that starting lineup for your Rebel Sprint Car heat race number 1. The 888 of Steve Maurer rounds out the field. Row 3 to the top shelf. The 88 of Dan McLaren to the inside. The 006 of the Doc, Mike Watson. Row 2 to the high side. The 016 of Jeremy Christensen to the inside. The 11 of Chad Cote. And row 1 for heat race number 1 to the high side. The 181 of Jeff Kemper. And starting on the pole, the double nickel of Brian Moore Sr. Waiting on Dan McLaren here. He may have an EOL tonight, which is maybe why he just plans on not running. I'm curious, though. Let's see. Yeah, because he's still here. He's not grayed out. See, Dean, he joined up by accident. He had to black flag himself. I'll rat him out. But no, Dan's still here. He probably just doesn't really care. Or no, actually, now he did just join up. I was thinking he was just planning on starting at the back. Not a lot of cars. He just wants to get inside the top 5. Go Renegades racing here. That'll be his goal. For some of these, I did it off there, but let's ride off the roll cage here. Dan McLaren for lap number 1. Let's see what it's like. He's going to be tail end of the field, basically. I mean, you got Maurer behind him, but Maurer's hanging out in the back, inside line. Soupy's going to get aggressive here. He wants to flex those muscles a little bit. So let's see what Danny Boy's got. That is not the one I want. No, yeah, let's stay here. Let's stay here. As you take a look to that sky, the green flag is high. Let's watch some dirt fly. Heat race number 1 is underway. 8 laps to play. Look at Danny Boy. Right up to that outer rim. He is looking to win, brother. I mean, he gets 2 going down the backstretch. Flies on by the goose. Oh, yeah, pull the reins back. Don't go 3 wide yet here. The man, the myth, and the legend showing us why here. Oh, Brian Moore Sr. He almost falls off the horse. Jeff Kemper holds on, but man, Dan McLaren continues to rope in the rest of the field. This guy is and has been the show since the drop of the hat. Starting to single out now, though. Some of the guys have started to find their rhythm, and now Brian Moore Sr. looking to apply a little pressure here to Jeff Kemper. But he got a little loose off of 4. That opened the door there for Dan. To get close, can he try to shove the boot in here this time? Well, you see the double nickel gets loose again off of 4. Dano, slide job, he loses it. He goes around Brian Moore Sr. He gets in it. Dano just going to tow it. Brian Moore Sr. probably going to have to do the same here. He does. It's all Kemper out front with the white flag set to wave. Just needs to behave. Down the backstretch for the final time, that 181. Well, I know didn't have any practice on this setup because I just gave it to him. Takes the checkered flag. Jeff Kemper wins heat race number 1. The Goose, Watson, Maurer, McLaren, Moore, and Christensen round out the field. Stick around on the Coast to Coast Racing Network.
Thank you to all of our sponsors.
Almost time for warm-ups to come to a close. We got 7 drivers set to make the call. Top 5 welcome to race in the Renegades. As long as their incident limit meets the standard, let's get ready to take a look at tonight's starting lineup for your Coast to Coast Racing League's Rebel Sprint Cars. Kemper's making the call on your starting lineup for your 30-lap Renegades or Rebel sprint car. Main looks a little something like this. Rounding out the field, the 016 of Jeremy Christensen. Row 3 to the high side, the 88 of the man, the myth, the legend, Dan McLaren. To the inside, the double nickel of Mr. Wednesday Night, Brian Moore Sr. Row 2 to the high side, the 888 of Steve Maurer. To the inside, the Doc in the 006, Mike Watson. Row 1 for your 30-lap Rebel sprint car, main. To the outside, the popsicle sticks of Chad Cote, and it looks like he may have a penalty, but supposed to start on the pole. The 181 of Jeff Kemper. So that does move the Doc. Mike Watson up to P1. Come get you some, he said. Can the 006 take advantage here? Collect his first Rebel Sprint Car main victory. We will have to see. There's the Goose. Going to try to spread his wings on the outside. We'll see if that's the place to be. Or can the Doc find the right medicine on the inside here as the green flag is high? Take a look to that sky. Watch the dirt fly. Your A-main is underway. Oh, Kemper right away shoved to the outside wall, but able to keep her rolling. Back in 6th, though, not in that Renegades transfer spot, but he's got plenty of time as he works to the inside, gets around the 888 of Steve Maurer, and he moves that thing in. Dan McLaren, though, he wrecks it. Looking for a caution flag, and he's going to get one. See what happened to Dano. So it looked like... Go back a little bit. Now, obviously, you want to blame Steve, but man, Dan got aggressive there, went up there. I mean, that's turn 1, lap 1. You know, like I say, that's one of them you're almost kind of asking for it. And then I guess the right front there at that point broke, and we're just finish it off here, and then get your caution flag. I don't know what that will look like in the penalty report, though. Some people may not like that. But hey, I'm unbiased. As the green flag set the wave, we will be back underway. Only 1 lap in the books. Wait, no, they did give us a couple in the books there. It's saying 27 to play. Let's see if this resets. It's, I don't know if I agree with it. Nope, okay, I do agree with it. It's saying 26 now. It is. But the Goose is out front, flapping the wings here, rolling that top shelf. And, well, with only 7 cars in the A main, that's probably going to be the place to be. So if the Goose can stay comfortable here, man, he is going to be tough to knock off the point. But Brian Moore Sr. trying to make me eat my words here. The double nickel. Pulling to the inside, trying to get there. Can't find the grip. Let's go up to the tower here. You get my view. As Jeff Kemper throws it in, works on by the Doc. Kemper trying to recover some of those spots he lost earlier. As the Goose has 22 laps to go. Brian Moore, though, he's still right there, man. I mean, he is giving it his all. He is working this thing. Let's see, he's able to kind of nudge ahead here in the center of the corner. But it's that run coming off. Once the Goose gets to flapping those wings on corner exit, no way he's going to run him down here as Jeremy Christensen trying to do his best to run both these boys down, and he's had a little luck these last couple laps as Brian Moore Sr. getting closer. Door to door, wheel to wheel, into 3, but it's the Goose prevailing off of 4. Brian Moore Sr. trying to roll that bottom in through 1 and 2. We saw the bottom in 1 and 2 work for a long time in those 358 modifieds, and I'm wondering if we're getting a similar track here to what we saw in the heat race of those modifieds, where that bottom of 1 and 2 started to come in. Chad Cote clips the outside wall. Brian Moore Sr., he better get this done because here comes the 016, and he's going to want some. Jeremy Christensen. Oh, how big a bite can he take here? Almost making it 3 wide. Oh, no. The Goose going to fall back to P3, trying to flap away, but it's the 16 at the line. Move Christensen up to P2 as the double nickel, trying to put himself back in victory lane. It has been a long time since I talked to that man last on that top, on the most prettiest step in victory lane. Can he find a way to get there? Or is Christensen gonna spoil the party? That 16 looks quick. Dan McLaren in the outside wall there as he's trying to run down Jeff Kemper. He's got himself up into 5th. He's going to be all out of quick repairs. Got to keep that thing straight. He wants to go Renegades racing here as Christensen continues to slave away. 10 laps to play. Man, that 55, the double nickel on rails through the center of the racetrack, not flirting with the devil upstairs. And not playing it too cautious on the bottom, just right through that tack. Still plenty of grip in the center. And Brian Moore Sr. looking great here, coming to 8 laps to go. Jeff Kemper trying to work around the Goose here. This is the battle for the final podium step here. Kemper in that 181 on the inside. The Goose upstairs, yellow flag waves. One more time here at the Lima Land Motorsports Park. The 888 is Steve Maurer. Let's see if we can get a look at what happened. A not super zoomed in look, preferably. Just drives it in there and loops it. Caution flag waves, self-spin there for the 888. And that's exactly what Dan McLaren wanted here. Not what those 4 in front of him will want, because Dan's going to be quick. So you better be ready here. If you thought you were, clear, you're not. Somebody coming in for a landing. It's the 88. Let's see what happens here as the lights are off on the Steve King Foundation pace car. Green flag set to wave this time. By as we look to that sky, the green flag's high. Let's watch the dirt fly. We got 7 laps left to play. Christensen trying to mount a charge there on the outside. What kind of momentum can he bring in that 16 machine? The middle will start to go away, but will it go away in time for that 16 to really prove his point there up on the cushion? Looks like it is starting to slowly slip for the double nickel of Brian Moore Sr. as Christensen getting big runs off the corner, but only 4 more trips around the speedway. Cote holding on to 3rd there. The popsicle sticks got back around Kemper. It's getting feisty here for the lead. Christensen on the inside. 2 wide into 3. This is the battle for the lead. Oh, Mr. Wednesday Night got on the slip and slide off of 4. And it's the 16 leading the way. 2 to play. Oh, the Goose. Watch out. Oh, man. Look at that 11. The popsicle sticks on the high side as the white flag waves. Top 3 under the blanket here in Lima Land. Christensen slams the door shut. Final time off of 4. Christensen takes the checkered flag, and it's the Goose at the line for P2 over the double nickel Brian Moore Sr., what a race there to the line. Kemper P4 and Watson coming home in that 5th and final Renegade spot there. McLaren 6th, Steve Maurer 7th, and I just realized something I forgot to do. Pull up the results there for the 358 modified page. I'm not going to hear because it's only 7 guys, and, well, the leaderboard's correct, but shame on me, Dino. I apologize. So let's see here if we can get a word. The drivers inside of the top 3. As Mr. Moore makes his way up into the waiting room, we'll let him breathe here for a second or two, and, well, that's enough. Let's go ahead. Let's yank him up. And, man, oh, man. Mr. Wednesday night, I thought I was going to be talking to you last there, and I'm telling you, with about 5 to go, that middle just started to go away, and where you were so quick, man, started to lose grip, and talk about crappy timing. But at the end of the day, man, a P3, that's a great run for you, Brian. Talk to us about it.
Yeah, that's a good run, but man, that's disappointing because I thought I was going to get my first win here in quite a while. But yeah, and that middle started going away, and I waited too long to change my line, I think. And once Jeremy got by me, I should have went up and stayed behind him, but I stuck to that middle line because I thought maybe I forget which end it was, but one end or the other, I could get up beside him, but I would lose him completely on the next corner, and that's when Chad got up beside me, and yeah, he, that was fun anyway, getting up there and getting beside Chad and taking the lead, and then yeah, that was fun.
No, and I mean, you know, obviously you can tell it stings, or I can tell it stings a little bit, as it should, man, because, you know, you led the majority of this thing, but it's all about building up that momentum again. And just the fact that, you know, you led this thing for the majority of the time, you know, you had the pace. It was just one of those things that we've talked about before where, you know, if you're in second place, Brian, you know damn well as I do, you got that advantage, man. You can experiment. You can flirt with different parts of the racetrack because you're, you know, trying to work around that leader. And it's tough to kind of adjust from what was working. But, man, at the end of the day, you hold on to that P3. That's a good run. So I know it's not what we wanted, but great job on the podium. Who you want to thank, man?
Just thank them guys for running me clean there. That was fun. Thank you for doing the broadcast and Coast to Coast for giving us a place to run. And I don't know who the sponsor is. I didn't even look at it because I don't expect to get up.
Truthfully, we don't have one for the Rebels. I think I'll just spoil the party. I think Dino's flipping the bill, to be honest with you. I think Dino is the one flipping
Dino,
the bill.
Way to go.
Yeah.
He's the man, though. That's cool. Appreciate that for him. But yeah, and that's it. Give a shout out to my brother Rick and Rona. I know they still watch these things, and yeah, that's kind of disappointing. Like I said, the track was my kind of track because it didn't slick up a whole lot, and that's what these guys were talking about in the waiting room. You know, they hate it when on this track when it's that tacky. But man, I think it's fun. It's just go balls to the wall.
Well, hey, hell of a job. Congratulations. If you want to go Renegade racing, you're more than welcome. Hopefully we see you there, but great run tonight.
All right. Thanks, man.
Brian Moore Sr. bringing home P3, and now we get to talk to the Goose here in the double one machine who made a big-time move there on the outside. I'll tell you, did you see the light flash before your eyes? Because it looked like he was going to come up and not give you any room there, but somehow you made it work, brother. That was a good move.
Yeah, it was fun. I was saying to Jeremy, actually, that I felt like I could reach out of the cockpit and just grab Brian's right front tire. We were that close to each other.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it was unbelievable. We were watching you guys for sure. I mean, because once Jeremy had kind of cleared, it seemed like you had the pace, Chad, but it just came a little bit too late. I mean, Brian kind of let me into what you guys were talking about. Obviously, I kind of lean your way. I don't want this track. I want it to look like glass. You know, you want that throttle control to become part of the play. But it seemed like at the end, man, as we got closer to that, man, this thing came alive. Do you think you'll be able to do some damage here in the Renegades?
Yeah, this car was quick today. I was saying to the boys too, like you were saying, this track tacky is no fun, and leading is even worse because I don't know where to run. I like to run the top here, but the top sometimes tacky isn't fast, and the middle, where they both passed me, clearly was fast. But at the end, yeah, that car, like those last 5 laps, I hope were fun for you because it was a hell of a ride in the cockpit. I could tell you that.
Yeah, I mean, definitely. And it was one of those things where, you know, I guess it could have went either way, but how do you feel about that last caution? Do you think it kind of helped you out? Do you think you would have got up to P2 anyway? I mean, how are we feeling about that last break we got?
I'll take it because I needed it. I wasn't catching them. My car was all wonky today. The setup was off due to the tackiness. I thought it was going to slick off, but I'll take the caution because look what it put on for the last 5 laps, right? The three of us could have won that race in the last 5 laps.
Most definitely, man. You guys were under the blanket there with 2-3 to go. It was a lot of fun to watch. Hell of a job, man. Way to bring home the P2. Congratulations, Goose. Who you want to thank?
Yeah, thanks, Zach. I'd like to thank Finish Line Race Designs, Boss Hog Off-Road, Bonehead Podcast, you for the broadcast, and all the guys for running.
Well, hey, hell of a run, man. You going to come out and play in the Renegades?
Loading in right now.
All right, give him hell, brother. Go get that thing.
Thank you.
The Goose bringing home P2, and now we get to talk to the belle of the ball here. I almost, man, when you go back and watch this thing, brother, I almost spoke it into existence for you here. With about 8 to go, I said, now would be about the time where that middle starts going away from Brian, and here comes that 16 on the outside, and let alone, man, 2 laps later, that is exactly what started to happen. I mean, you were going to be stuck there had that track not changed, and we all know that, you know, not really, not to be rude towards anybody, but not really a driver's track, you know, until about 5 to go, and that's even kind of a spread. But man, once you could kind of flex those muscles, use that throttle control to your advantage, you walked away with this thing. Talk to us about it.
Yeah, man, that's kind of how it was, you know, just following, I won't say follow the leader, but I mean, it was so tacky that, you know, you had to run the tacky line, and then it finally started to open up, like you said, with, you know, 5:10 to go, and I was just watching Brian run, and, you know, just kind of he didn't change his line a whole lot, and I felt like I was getting good runs off the corner, and just you know, finally track changed enough where I could get around him and get going to the checkers, I guess. So it was a lot of fun. It was a clean race, which was nice, and nobody bumping anybody out of the way, and, you know, everybody raced each other hard and clean. So
yeah, and that's most definitely what you want. But when you get that final caution, okay, you're coming to that restart, did you think the track would change enough? Because I was kind of holding my breath. I thought it was maybe just going to be locked down, follow that 5-5 around, you know, in the center like you were talking about. But there towards the end, you know, I started to get a little bit of hope when I'd see him slip. But could you tell that the top was going to come in under that caution? Did you know it was going to be there?
I felt like it was going to be there, man. I mean, before that caution, I felt like I was getting some good runs off the corner, and, you know, I hadn't quite, you know, got beside him yet, but I knew that, you know, felt like it was a matter of time if he didn't change his line. And, you know, he's the leader. He couldn't see what we were doing. So, you know, kind of stuck out there, you know, just running what he knew, and wasn't able to adjust, you know, to the track because he wasn't seeing anybody. So.
Oh, most definitely. I mean, that's what I was telling him. You know, Jeremy, sometimes it sucks being the leader. And, you know, when you're in second, you can kind of play around a little bit, see where he's messing up, and see where you can kind of grab him. But, man, that move you made there off of 3 to get it, or off of 4, to steal the lead, that was big time. I mean, slide up, grab the cushion, and you absolutely walked away. Hell of a job, Jeremy. Congrats on the big win, brother. Who we want to thank?
I just want to thank Coast to Coast, and thank you, Shaggy, for announcing this, and everybody who puts this on, and, you know, support your local veterans associations. That's all I gotta say. So.
You gonna play around anymore? I mean, you win this thing, you gonna come out in the Renegades?
Yeah, I feel like it. Definitely, you know, been running Renegades. Felt like we've ran well the past 2 weekends, or past 2 weeks. You know, Port Royal, finished 7th, but we were up to 4th, there. Just hoping that we can do about the same this week. So,
Well, hey, go out there and take it, man. Get it done. Good luck, Jeremy.
all right. Thanks, Shaggy.
Jeremy Christensen bringing home the win here in your Rebel Sprint Car A main. And with that, we step away here for a minute or two. I go grab one of the new, what is it called exactly? The Cherry Float Coca-Cola. Pretty good. It's not as good as their holiday vanilla that they had, but it's getting at least a 9 on the Zach Chapman soda scale. That's pretty good. So I'm going to go grab another one of those puppies. We're going to load up into the other session, and we will be back with your JRB Designs Renegade Sprint Cars here at the Lima Land Motorsports Park.
Thank you to all of our sponsors. Thank you to all of our sponsors.
Alrighty, so we are back live on the Coast to Coast Racing Network. We're trying, I should say, to get this overlay to come back up. It's working for me, which y'all know, you hear me complain a lot about it. But normally it'll work for you guys and not for me, but it's the opposite here. So I may have to play around, drag another file name over here. Doesn't want to be nice to me right now. Let's see. And as I'm probably changing this and loading it up, it'll work. But whatever. We'll get her rolling here. Let's see. Well, that should have did it. That didn't do it. I'm going to have it turned off with the eye. Yeah, now it's telling you not found, at least. Let's see here. Bugs. Technical issues. Let's see here. Even when I'm refreshing, it doesn't want to work. Like, that's weird because it's still saying like not found for you guys. Doesn't want to. Let's see here. I'll at least get a car on the screen here. You'll have to watch me complain. But I will keep working behind the scenes here, though, so there's a solid chance, you don't hear me talk as much. Dittmer is at the top of the charts. I'm going to try to let you guys know. Now it's Jesse Atkinson. I'm trying. There we go. Whoa. Boy, oh boy, thought we were going to have a heart attack there to start this thing off. Is the Pink Panther. No. Computer problems fixed. Welcome back, Dark Knight. Gavin Chatham took me to school the other night at Port Royal when we were running some official races, and now he's here to take the C2C back to school, baby. Gavin Chatham coming to play. Jeff Kemper coming out of the B main. He parks at P13. Jack Hitt gets inside the top 5. The Goose, he came out of the B main, but let's see what the boss, Ross Corinna, can do here. Corinna got that Phantom Motorsports number 10, purple through Sector 1, green Sector 2, P3 for the 10. Great lap for the boss. Ross Corinna as Jesse Bandy comes around lap 1. He's P7. Can he find more time? Yellow Sector 1, not what you want. Green Sector 2, is it enough? Not enough. Jesse Bandy going to stay P7. Is the boss. P3, the Goose. P20, Chad Griggs not qualifying. He's been on a warpath, so maybe that's good for everybody else that he's not qualifying. Maybe, but it's actually maybe bad for everyone else because Chad maybe feels like he's that good here. Feels like he can Clay Christopherson himself to the podium. We'll see. As we take a look at our JRB designs, Renegade Sprint Car, Heat Race number 1, row 4 to the top shelf, the 270 of Chad Griggs, to the inside, the 30 of Stephen Goldner. Row 3 to the high side, the 518 of the 100 grand, Joseph Grandy, to the inside, the 79 of Dean Reynolds. Row 2 to the top shelf, the 99 of the Dark Knight, Gavin Chatham, your quick time. To his inside, the 83 of the Spider Monkey, Brandon Dittmer. Row 1 for Heat Race number 1 to the high side, the 49 of the Bandit, Jesse Bandy, to the inside, the 7 of Bob DeGood. Bandy and Griggs haven't made the call here yet. Let's see. It's entries. They're here. So nobody left, which is good. Good news. As we should mention, we've got week 13. It'll be in a couple weeks here. It always sneaks up on you. It comes faster than you know it. But Be Charity Week, Super Dirt Week this season. And, well, you'll have me all 3 nights, baby. I mean, what are you going to do? You don't even have a choice. You want some charity racing, you're going to be listening to these pipes. And then the next night, I'm sure all of you have, thecushion.com, they've probably seen spikes or sales spike from all of you guys going and registering there because you know that you can listen to me on Friday nights at the racetrack there in York. Maybe depending on how good of buddies I get with those guys down there. And now, not obviously, Dino knows. They don't look down on it, but it definitely is different. But, man, I can tell you, like, it just felt so good getting some of the compliments from people that I've gotten because I guess it's just something, not super confident in myself and doing it over iRacing, you never really know. But, man, everybody... I haven't really gotten many complaints in real life about anything, and all to iRacing. And, kind of get into practice here. I'd love to pull one of those guys into my domain. As the green flag waves, heat race number 1 is underway. Jesse Bandy, oh boy, he is clapping it on the outside. That 49 looking to steal the lead, lap number 1. He does. Gavin Chatham now trying to do the same in that 99 machine as there's contact behind. Chad Griggs, oh, he bounces off the wall, comes down, gets a piece of Dino. They both live to play another day. But, man, Brandon Dittmer now, the Spider Monkey climbing. He moves himself up into P3, but it's Bandy. Chatham, 1 and 2, 5 to go. Chatham with a big send into 3. Keeps it on the bottom, plays nice. May have to do it twice. Couldn't get it done the first time. Bandy, though, shields him off both times. The 49 leads the way. Coming to 3 laps to play, and he's got a 3/10 of a second lead. And, man, Brandon Dittmer, welcome to the party. Where did he come from? Right on the tail tank here of the 99. 2 sticks in the air. 2 more trips around. It's Bandy, Chatham, here we go. Chatham, big send, side job. Oh, keeps it off the wall. Bandy holds onto the lead. 1 lap to play. Who is going to bring this thing home? Dittmer in the wall. Bandy protects the slide job. Final time off of 4. Give it to the 49 by a nose. Gavin Chatham, P2. Bob DeGood, Grandy, your top 4. Reynolds, Goldner, Griggs, and Dittmer rounds out the field. So get ready to take a look at our starting lineup for our JRB Designs Heat Race number 2. Starting lineup looks a little something like this. There we go. Got a driver to join up. Rounding out the field, the Goose and the Popsicle Sticks, Chad Cote. Row 3 to the top shelf. In the 006, we've got the Doc, Mike Watson. To the inside, the 56 of Hot Wheels, Randy Shreves. Row 2 to the top shelf, the 127 of the Pink Panther, Jesse Atkinson. To the inside, the 513 of the Brewerton Beast, Jeff Barker. Row 1 for Heat Race number 2. To the outside, the 016. Your Rebel Sprint Car A main winner, Jeremy Christensen. And starting on the pole in the 034, you got JKJ, John Klimowicz Jr. 8 laps here at Heat Race number 2. Everybody making the A main tonight. Everybody making the A main tonight. Steve King Foundation pace car is off. We looked at that Ohio sky. The green flag is high. Let's watch some dirt fly. Heat race number 2 is underway. Christensen takes the lead going into 3. A little contact between the Brewerton Beast and Hot Wheels, but Jeff Barker third to first, making it work. The 5-1-3. Here we go. Jeff Barker came to eat tonight here in Ohio. He continues to lead the way. Christensen trying to work that outer rim just like he did in the B main, the A main in the Rebels. But it may just not be there yet. And you see JKJ, he's trying to do the same, but the Pink Panther shuts the door. He's going to go upstairs now. Up there, going to let his hair fly as the 016 looking to eat. Continues to see the sparks fly off the right rear, man. He is bouncing that thing in. He is hungry for some concrete. 3 to go. It's Barker on the bottom trying to hold him off, but I just don't know how long he can do it. It's all about momentum, and he is starting to lose it. You can see Christensen. Oh, the Big Panther with a big stick. Where did he come from? What a camera angle to see that. There goes Hot Wheels back on the bottom. White flag waves. You can see Christensen. What can he do? Trying to pound it. He gets even. Into 3 for the final time. Who's it going to be? Coming to the line. It's Barker. He wins heat race number 2, followed by Christensen, Atkinson, Shreves, Klimowicz, Cote, and Watson. What a win for the Brewerton Beast. Getting it done here. Heat race number 2. Whoo, that was big time there for Mr. Jeffrey Barker. Flexing those muscles when he needed to. Starting lineup for your JRB Designs. Third and final heat race here at the Lima Land Motorsports Park. Rounding out the field, the 36 of Barry Goldner. Row 3 to the high side, the double nickel of Brian Moore Sr. to the inside, the 181 of Jeff Kemper. Row 2 to the top shelf, the boss in the 10, Ross Corinna to the inside, the 217 of the gentleman, Jack Hitt. And row 1, your third and final heat race here for your Renegade 360 sprint cars to the high side, the 14 of Brennan Lacey, and starting on the pole, the 09 of the Teddy Bear, Ted York. Now, I'm just going to warn you now, I'm going to read the lineup off how it goes, but I'm pretty sure a lot of people have penalties here for the Renegade sprint cars. So the lineup I read off to you, that's not going to be what we see probably whenever they come to the line. Just a warning as we take a look to that Ohio sky. The green flag is high. Let's watch some dirt fly. Heat race number 3 is underway. It's all Lacey. Gets a good jump off at 2. He takes the point early. Meanwhile, the boss, Ross Corinna, trying to tippy-toe up against the outside wall. Come get you some, says the 10. He is working it. Move the boss up into P2, and he's trying to... Oh, man, here he goes. I knew it. We knew it was coming. I saw a big run off of 4. The boss. Side job. Lacey back underneath. Here we go. Do-see-do. 5 laps to go. Lacey knew it was coming, tried to shield it, but man, now he's not going to get that run off. He's got to do the same here. He slides up and he leaves the boss a lane. Ross Corinna, good night. He is about to walk away with this thing. The boss hammering the outside, absolutely has it pinned. He is looking to win. 3 laps to go. It's Jeffrey Kemper in P4, big gap. Brian Moore Sr., Barry Goldner the same. The top 3 are the show. Teddy Bear trying to just squeeze those guys, hang on to them. But the boss pulling away. Lacey not having any luck here, not able to catch him on the fishing pole. 1 lap to go as the white flag waves. Ross Corinna showing you all why we call him the boss. He gets it done again. He wins heat race number 3. Give it to Ross Corinna, Lacey, P2, York, Kemper, Moore, Goldner, and Hitt. Round out the field. Stick around on the Coast to Coast Racing Network.
Thank you to all of our sponsors.
We are back live on the Coast to Coast Racing Network. And it is almost time to go play here at the Lima Land Motorsports Park. 22 of Coast to Coast Best about to take the line up here. 35 laps. Let's get ready to take a look at the starting grid. Row 11 rounding out the field, the Spider Monkey in the 83, Brandon Ditmer to the inside, Jack hitting the 217. Row 10, the Doc, Mike Watson in the 006 to the inside, Chad Griggs in the 270. Row 9 to the high side, the 36 of Barry Goldner to the inside, the Popsicle Sticks of Chad Cote. Row 8 to the top shelf, Stephen Goldner in the 30 machine to the inside, the double nickel of Brian Moore Sr. Row 7 to the high side, the 034 of JKJ, John Klimowicz Jr. to the inside, the 79 of Dean Reynolds. Row 5 to the top shelf, row 6 to the top shelf, the 181 of Jeffrey Kemper to the inside, the 56 of Randy Shreves to the high side. Row 5, the 518 of 100 grand, Joseph Grandy to the inside, the 09 of the Teddy Bear, Ted York. Row 4 to the top shelf, the Pink Panther in the 127, Jesse Atkinson to the inside, the 7 of Bob DeGood. Row 3 to the top side, the 14 of Brennan Lacey to the inside, the 016 of Jeremy Christensen. Row 2 to the top shelf, the 99 of the Dark Knight Gavin Chatham to the inside, the 10 of the Boss, Ross Corinna in row 1. For your JRB Designs Renegade Sprint Car A main, to the top shelf, the 513 of the Brewerton Beast, Jeff Barker, and starting on the pole, the 49 of the Bandit, Jesse Bandy, as the drivers roll down the backstretch for the final time. This is where you want to be. This is the show you came to see. Drivers roll off of 4. They look to the sky. The green flag's high. Let's watch some dirt fly. Your 35-lap Renegade Sprint Car A main is underway. Barker trying to go to war here. Bandy in the outside wall. The Brewerton Beast taking a peek early, but it's all the 49 out front. He leads the way, lap number 1. 3 wide as we look back through the field. The Dark Knight battles with the Pink Panther there in the 127. Jesse stuck in the middle. You see there behind the 14 of Lacey. Now he shovels back into the middle. Goes over the right rear of Christensen. Gavin Chatham, he pays the ultimate price. Kemper takes a lick. There's nowhere for Chatham to go. Yellow flag waves for the first time here at the Lima Land Motorsports Park. And, well, to say I sensed it would be an understatement. I jumped back there for a reason. The way they were battling 3 wide, you could see Lacey. He's coming down the track. He's just got to run. I mean, I understand he wants to cut down, but he's got to know Christensen is going to be coming up the racetrack as well. And like I say, it's Gavin who pays that ultimate price. Kemper there, he gets a lick. Tough to tell if he suffered any damage. But Gavin definitely gets the worst there in that 99 machine. And that is a tough break for the Dark Knight, who, like I say, he's been having computer issues this year, and it seems like it's been getting settled here the last week or so. And I mean, really wanted to right the sails here, get the ship back on the correct route, and just not able to here tonight with that early hiccup. As the lights go off here at the Lima Land Motorsports Park, we get set to go play here one more time. Steve King Foundation pace car pulls off. Jeff Barker working that inside. Bandy on the top shelf. He drops the hammer. We're back underway. Oh, little contact there. Ross Corinna, as you see, I clicked the wrong camera, but he got into the back of Jeff Barker. He jumped down. That leads to a bunch of 3 wides behind. Somehow everybody making it through so far, but I was saying that, kind of holding my breath here. Is what happened here. See, I got a couple things that it could be. I don't really know, to be honest with you. So that seems like, yeah, that's so far back. That wasn't it. Oh, that was it. Yeah, that was it. All right. We're getting somewhere. So Klimowicz Jr. and Chad Griggs kick off the dance here. And let's see. And that's another one where, you know, he may just not know Chad's coming, but Chad doesn't really float up into him as much as it's real similar to what Lacey did. He's just, you know, he got up a little bit in the middle of the corner and is trying to straighten it out, corner exit, cut down, and the contact. And really, Jack hit. It's the worst of that. Steve King Foundation pace car pulls off, though. We're set to go back underway, this time by Jesse Bandy. Hits that loud pedal. Great jump. Corinna looking to follow him there. He ties the rope around the 49. Move the boss up to P2, but a caution flag waves. And it was the teddy bear who went around, and then you saw Jeff Kemper, there in the 181. He's the one going for some barrel rolls. So it looks like Ted just going to enter a little low here and realize it. He's got to lock up the brakes. Doesn't want to clip that tire on the inside. And that's exactly what happens. He actually may have clipped that other tire there on entry. And then Kemper, he was trying to avoid it, but nowhere to go. He rolls, and going to have a couple people get tagged in that as well. tough break there. I would say the big win, though, for Kemper is I believe he stayed on all fours and should be able to drive down pit road and get the quick repair, but he's going to lose the track position that he had. As the lights go off on the Steve King Foundation pace car, should be going back green this time by. The Phantom Motorsports machine 1 and 2. Jesse Bandy leads the way, and the boss run him down here. Green flag waves. We are back underway. Look at those two right around the rim. Gavin Chatham, look at him set sail. We'll pick up the leaders here this time by, but man, oh man, I love this camera. Dino up there dancing with the devil. You see that? I mean, boy, oh boy, you got a rim ride. You want to get this thing done. And honestly, that's how you have the most fun. Let's watch Dino roll around trying to reel in Mr. Hot Wheels in that 56 Randy Shreves. He's just watching 100 grand absolutely climb the ladder here. Move Grandy up 5 spots since the start. Started 10th up to 5th, and it's only a matter of time here until it's 4th beside that 518 as he works around Barker. What a move by Grandy! He kept it off Jesse Atkinson. Are you kidding me? 100 grand. That is big time. Oh, but did he get to the line? Does he hold the spot over Barker? I don't think so. You can tell how he's letting up. He's got to give it back to Jeff. But holy Hannah. Big time move to be able to kind of keep that thing straight. Let's see. So Chad Cote is who I'm getting for the caution, but I don't know. Got clipped there by Dittmer, and then he locked the brakes up, and caution flag gonna wave. Couldn't tell. Maybe something broke on that thing. Doesn't look like. Can't really tell if he ended up going down pit road or not. But either way, able to continue here. As the lights go off on the pace car, we will be single file here the rest of the way. So single file restarts from here on out for Jesse Bandy. He's looking to bring this thing home for Phantom Motorsports. They're running 1-2. We've got 22 to go. Joseph Grandy trying to pick up where he left off here. We just saw him make the move on the 513. Will Barker, he's going to leave that top shelf open. Barker's having a lot of success here on the bottom, but we're really seeing it start to thin out. Once you can get that momentum up there, man, oh man, that's when it gets fun to pound the fence here. Is you see the boss, Ross Carina, he's saying, I know what Blake Chapman would do. He put it down here as low as you can go, but he couldn't find that success. Had to bail, gets back up against the wall. Does he try it again? Chad Griggs trying to work around that 7 of Bob to good. Bob going to show him the tail tank going down the backstretch. Chad. Oh, on the edge of the volcano here coming out of 4. Boy, oh boy. Almost erupted on him here. Bob DeGood may not know he's out there. Chad says, I don't care. Going to send it up there anyway. Griggs, man, he is flirting up there. Oh, he's in the wall. See Randy Shreves in the wall in front of him as well. This makes Dino shoot the gap. 3 wide, nowhere to hide. Christensen on the bottom, Dino in the middle. Hot Wheels up top. Who is going to prevail? It's looking like the 79 for now. Oh, a little contact there. Randy Shreves didn't give him as much room as Dino wanted, so Dino took it. He gets one done. Here comes Chad Griggs. Chad Griggs beating the drum. 14 to go this time by for the 270. Up 12 spots, up to 7th. I mean, he started 19th. Absolutely white knuckling his way through the field here, but Dino looking to protect. Your leader works around lap traffic. He had to go up high 3 wide. That's not necessarily fun. Ross Corinna may be forced to do the same here as the lap car now slides up in front of him. The boss. Oh boy, looking to cash the check on the outside. He does somehow. It didn't bounce. Joseph Gurney. Oh man, he uses straight cash. 100 grand on the outside. Oh, he has got this thing humming. Oh, Barry Goldner gets a little bit loose in front of your leaders. Oh, it's on here. It is on in Lamaland. The boss working the inside. Top 2 under the blanket. And oh, I mean, you can hear him knocking on the door. 100 grand. He wants under the covers. Coming to 8 laps to go this time by. Jesse Bandy out front. Leading the way. He's through lap traffic. Should have smooth sailing. But did the boss, did he get a taste? Did he just get a sniff here? That's all he needs to get a little hungry. He is right there. All over the tail tank of his teammate in that 49. Bandy continues to pound. He is not giving up on that top shelf. The cushion is thinning up. Ross Corinna really making him work, making that 49 sweat. Grandy wants him to turn it up a little bit more here. He is close. He's almost within a half a second in that 518. Oh, Bandy in the outside wall. Oh, no. Jesse Bandy. He's able to keep it straight, but he's going to lose the lead. Falls back to P3. And here we go, 100 grand. Oh, cash don't bounce. What can he do here? Coming to 2 laps to go this time. By off of turn number 4. Grandy trying to make that thing sing, but the 10 is absolutely on rails. Corinna gonna look up to that sky. The white flag gonna wave. 1 lap left to play. Grandy is there. 1 mistake out of the boss, and he can take a bite. What does Ross do? Protects the bottom. Into 3. Are we going to get a side-by-side? No, it's all Ross. The boss gets it done at the Lima Land Motorsports Park. Grandy P2 and Jesse Bandy with a great recovery. Holds onto the bottom step of the podium after, boy, oh boy, Jeff Barker with one of his best runs that I can remember. I mean, he was literally there the whole race. Jeff Barker coming home 4th, holding off one of the absolute best in Chad Griggs, who stormed his way up inside the top 5. But let's go ahead. Let's take a look at that full rundown here. We'll try to, anyways. Stephen Goldner, Dean Reynolds, Brandon Dittmer, Randy Shreves, and Jeremy Christensen, your Rebels winner, round out your top 10. That's a good run for Jeremy there as he keeps that top 10 streak of when he's coming up intact. He's been pretty good. He's going to be a guy to watch out for when he gets in the Renegades full time. Bob DeGood, Brian Moore Sr., Jeffrey Kemper, Jesse Atkinson, and John Klimowicz Jr. round out the top 15. The Goose, the Doc, the Teddy Bear, Barry Goldner, and the Dark Knight coming home 20th. And your final 2, Brennan Lacey and Jack Hitt, rounds out the field. Let's see here if we can't get a word or 2 or 3 or 4 drivers. Here we got Jesse Bandy going to be coming up first, and I know it definitely not going to be the spot he wants to talk to me, but hey, he's still getting to talk to me. That's the bright side. So let's go ahead, let's pull him up, and boy, oh boy, Jesse. Man, you were so quick, but that top got so thin towards the end. We saw Grandy almost go around off of 4, and I mean, it was like an oil slick off of there as it got the best of you as you're trying to hold off your teammate. But man, you were so quick for so long. That thing was a rocket ship. How are we feeling with the P3?
I'll take it. You know what I mean? I stepped on it and ran out of talent. I mean, it was just that I knew with 4 to go that lap there, I almost lost it. And I had every intention of cutting underneath that bump on 4, and I never did, and it got me. I mean, it gave me a warning. I just was so focused on listening to Ross motor around down below me that it just got me. Too much going on, probably, to be honest with you.
Now, what were you? Obviously, you made it through there okay, but it did tighten the field back up. What were you thinking when Barry Goldner got sideways in front of you, brother? That was wild, man. I mean, that was crazy, dude. What's going through your head?
I thought that was the end. I thought that was going to be it. I was gonna T-bone the 36, and I was gonna be thanking him again. But no, he held on to it. I don't know how he did, but I was glad to see he held on to it. That closed it up a little bit too. But I think Ross was a little quicker running the line he was running. I just didn't want to cut his nose off, so I was stuck to the top from the start anyway. So I was all in up top.
Well, yeah, and I'll ask him for sure, but I mean, he'll probably tell you the truth. But I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, obviously, yeah, the lap traffic helps him catch you, but I think honestly, being in lap traffic when he was kind of forced to run the middle, I think that's what made him find it. I don't think he knew it was there. He was kind of following you around the top, but when the gun was put to his head, he did what he had to do. And I mean, man, he found it. But at the end of the day, a first and a third for Phantom Motorsports, that's a hell of a job, man. Congratulations, Jesse. Good P3. Who you want to thank?
Yeah, everybody, as you said, over at Phantom Motorsports, Ross and everybody, Chris, at Velocity Race Designs, bio.com, Dirt Doctor Trucking, and you for the broadcast, and C2C for the league. And I love these short tracks. I don't know where we're going next, but hopefully it's another short track.
Well, if I was good at my job, I'd know where we were going next, but I don't know either, Jesse. So,
well, I'll find out Monday afternoon, so that's when I usually look anyway. So, yeah, it's all good, dude.
Hey, man, I know when Dean tags us all in the Discord. That's when I find out for sure. But, hey, hell of a job, Jesse. Congrats. Can't wait to talk to you again, man.
All right, I appreciate you. Thank you, sir. Have a good night.
Jesse Bandy bringing home P3, and now we get to talk to the man who, boy, oh boy, man, you came out of nowhere when those guys got battling here, Joe, but it just seemed like it wasn't as bad as what happened to Bandy, but I want to say 2 out of those last 5 laps just got a little too loud coming off of 4, and that rear end would skate out on you. But, man, this is a coulda, woulda, shoulda night. This thing was fast. But P2, man, great run. How are we feeling?
Feel good. To be honest, I wish, I love battling through lap traffic. It makes the race super fun. I wish we get to do it a little more. Felt good. I probably could have pushed a little harder, but the way my Mondays have been going, I'll take a second and walk away with that happy.
Yeah, I mean, let's be honest. You've kind of gotten the crappy end of the stick here in a lot of these incidences, but man, able to keep it straight. And, that makes 2 of us because you go to any local dirt track show, brother. That's what makes or breaks you. Everybody's fast out front and clean air, but what are you going to do when you get to lap traffic? And, you had a pretty good view of it. You saw I was picking on Bandy there. He survived it, but could you see Barry Goldner get sideways in front of those 2? I didn't really see how close you were at that point in time, but did you kind of see that play out? Were you sketched or were you ready? I mean, what did your view look like of that?
No, everything. There were cars all over the place. Everything was happening so fast. I was just kind of paying attention to what was right next to me at the moment.
Well, that's what you got to do, man. And that focus is what helps you bring home those podiums week after week. And, man, you're right here again, P2. Hell of a job, Joe. Congratulations. This thing was fast tonight. Couple laps short, but, man, P2, great points tonight. Who you want to thank?
Aiden over at Raise the Bar. Set felt awesome tonight. Catalytic Recovery, West End Tone and Repair, ShaggyTV, Hinkle Homes, Bad Rabbit, Highline Cinematography, Reckless Raps, my girlfriend Olivia, all the guys at Coast to Coast, and you, man, for putting on the broadcast.
Well, hey, hell of a job, man. Good luck the rest of the night here. If you run some more, I may run some officials later.
Yeah, I got a pro late model race here, then I'm done.
All right, go get him, brother. Good luck.
Thanks, man.
Joseph Grandy bringing home P2, but it was all this man out front late. Ross, I want to know. Normally, you know, I start off with something different, but I got to know because when I was talking to Jesse, so obviously, I mean, I don't know how you didn't have a heart attack whenever you came up on lap traffic and you saw Barry get sideways in front of you guys. But, man, you know, at that moment, you were kind of forced to go to the middle. And was it then that you kind of discovered that line? Because, brother, that was the difference. I mean, the outside just really started to, you know, thin up there coming off of 4. And you were so smooth through 3 and 4, man. When did you find that?
Yeah, I can't remember exactly if it was right then. I do remember the time you're talking about. I had Jesse was on the outside and Barry, I saw his door on his car, and I think Jesse in the Discord goes, "Whoa, Barry!"
Oh man,
yeah, it was a little pucker up moment there, but yeah, like I said, I can't remember if I had moved down a little bit before then. I tried to go to the bottom there a little bit. Just to see, I didn't feel like I was really reeling Jesse in. Jesse was running the top there flawlessly there at the beginning, and had to either figure out something there that I had to try to get him to reel him in there. But there was one time I think it might have been Cote. I was gonna throw a slider, but he was there, so I kind of backed out of it, kind of went on the bottom, but. No, I'm not sure exactly what happened to Jesse. I think he said he tagged the wall there, but it'd have been fun to finish that race out with him. See who pulled it off.
Yeah, and I remember that lap you were talking about earlier, where you kind of tippy-toed it around the bottom, and it looked like to me. I don't know what it felt like to you in the car, but it looked like to me it was there in 1 and 2. Like you gained a little bit in 1 and 2, but like I kind of saw all night. 3 and 4, that's where it seemed like it was tough to go way low. Did it feel like that in the car?
Yeah, I think that's right if I recall correctly. But like I said, like you said, the I don't know, that the middle in 3 and 4, I just kind of saw the marbles building up there. So I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna give this a try. And then I think Jesse might have got into the wall, maybe 1 and 2 a little bit, a couple laps before that too. So I was able to reel him in and. Yeah, I don't know. It's just kind of a pick your lane, and like I think we were talking in the waiting room there, and the lap traffic on these little bull rings is it's so fun to pick and choose, and especially when you got drivers who can up front that are able to do that. It just makes the racing so much more fun. Just wish we could have got a couple more green flag laps under some yellow or some lap traffic stuff there, but. It's what it is. Take the win.
Yeah, and that's exactly what Joe and Jesse were saying too, because it really, I mean, it kind of burnt Jesse a little bit tonight, but that's the name of the game, man. Any local short track, everybody's quick and clean air, but what are you going to do when you got that guy in front of you running the line you want? And man, you were able to make that middle work. You found it and stole this thing. That was a hell of a job, boss. That's why we call you that. Big win, Ross. Who you want to thank?
Phantom Motorsports guys, Velocity Race Design, and then gotta thank Spencer over at Elite Performance Industries. He's building the setups for me now, so head on over there and get one if you want. Otherwise, and then you up in the booth for putting on the show. Everybody at Coast to Coast behind the scenes making the league work, and then JRB Designs for the title sponsor for Renegades.
Well, hey, hell of a run, Ross. Congrats on another one, man. Look forward to seeing what you can do next week. Keep the ball rolling, brother.
There you go.
The boss bringing home the checkered flag here at the Lima Land Motorsports Park for your JRB Design Renegade Sprint cars, and that wraps it up here on the Coast to Coast Racing Network. I am Zach Chapman with Shaggy TV. Saying so long, have a good one, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, don't miss a show. We will be back Wednesday night here on the Coast to Coast Racing Network. And drivers, don't forget, man, go sign up. Super Dirt Week, never too early to sign up. Get your spot for charity racing week 13. Have a good one.